Welcome to Friday at Fredo's, take 3. All right, we're making beignets, and we're going to do it with a chocolate ganache stuffing at the end. I'm not going to fry them with the ganache. I'm gonna pipe it in right at the end. Um, Simple recipe for the beignet dough. It is going to go in the fridge for 3 hours. We'll come back and fry them. You won't be on here for 3 hours. So we got 7 cups of flour broken into 4 and 3 cup of evaporated milk. That's 12 ounces, but we're only going to use 8. Half a cup of white sugar. We've got the cup and a half of warm water with the packet of yeast dissolved. Quarter cup of vegetable shortening and 2 eggs. And we'll put a dash of salt in there. Speaking of a dash, thought this was pretty funny. I got a nip. There's actually spoons for these. A nip. There's a smidgen. There's a dash. And then you get to the quarter teaspoon and up. So I'm thinking a dash is a quarter. But anyways, thought that was kind of funny. So here we're going to go. Get to use the KitchenAid. Can't see it yet, but we'll get it out. Move it over. And this is super simple. So, got the yeast water, and there's no clumps or any left over. Then we're going to put a cup of evaporated milk. So I'm going to leave about 4 ounces in there because that's 12. Half a cup of sugar. 2 eggs. Dash of salt. And the shortening. And we're just going to mix that all together. It'll be really quick. And the shortening's probably going to stick. We just want to get all the sugar dissolved and mix that up a little bit. And then what we're going to do is add the first 4 cups of flour and then mix it till smooth. And then we'll slowly add in the last 3 cups, stick it in the fridge, and let it sit for a few hours. Overnight is better, but we're going to do 3 hours because I'm starving and I want to have some of these. Sorry that's so loud. At least it's loud in my ear. All right, so these are all ready to be washed. I'm going to turn it on low because you don't want it to spray all over. And I'm just going to let it go on low for a second. All right, good. You can tell it's all incorporated. Even the vegetable shortening is mixing in. All right. Now for the first 4 cups of flour. I'm going to be gentle because I don't want flour everywhere. And you can put it all in at once. All right. Again, very slowly because you don't want a flour bomb. All right. I'm just going to let that go. I did get a little bit of flour on there, but I'm going to throw it in the sink. Now, it's definitely getting incorporated in. What I'm going to do is scrape down the sides. I have my holiday spatula. I'm going to scrape down the sides once. Don't really need to. It's good and, soupy right now until we get that last batter in. All right. Now I'm going to add about a cup and a half of that 3. I'm going to do it very slowly. Again, we don't want to build up any gluten. We're not making a bread here. We are going to roll it out after it rests in the fridge for 3 hours. So yeah, it's definitely thickening up. Now I'm going to add a little bit more. All right. It's definitely getting thick. Last one. I'm doing more like 6.5. All right, I'm going to slow it down as much as I can. Don't want to build up any gluten. And it's still sinking down like a cake batter. Oh yeah, you can see it spinning around. See it spinning around? All right, I am actually it's still loose. enough that I can add a little bit more, but I'm going to save that for when we roll it out later. All right, it's pulling away from the sides, so that's good. All right. And then I'm going to scrape off the beater, and I'm going to cover it and put it in for 3 hours. And then we'll be back to roll it out and also make the ganache. All right, we'll see you in a few. Okay, so we're going to do the ganache. And the beignet dough is in the fridge, be in there for a few hours. But I'm going to do the ganache right now because I'm going to let that sit in the fridge for a little bit, and then we'll pipe it into the beignets after we fry them. So I've got a double boiler going, just a little bit of water, simmering. Got a glass bowl. You can use the stainless steel. 8 ounces of chocolate chips, semi-sweet, a cup of heavy cream, and 2 tablespoons butter. So I'm just going to put the chocolate chips and the cup of heavy whipping cream right in there. I'm going to do the butter at the end. All right, I've got it down low. First, I'm going to use the spatula, so we're just going to get it warmed up till it melts. As you can see, it's starting to slowly incorporate. I'm constantly scraping down the sides because it gets a little bit hotter where the heat's coming around it. Just keep stirring it, scraping it down. As you can see, it is all getting incorporated. No chunks, just a few chips on the... I'm going to continue stirring. Now I'm going to get a whisk because this is when I'm going to add the butter. And I really want to incorporate it. So I'm going to get all that off of there. I'm going to turn this down even more. Because now I don't want any more heat on the side of the glass. There we go. Look at that sheen. That's beautiful. All right, 2 tablespoons butter. I'm going to turn the heat off. Just mix that in. Add some more fat. All right. And there you have it. All nice and smooth. We're going to put that in the fridge with the beignet dough, and it'll sit, and then we'll scoop that into a piping bag to put in the center of the fried beignets. And then we'll have a little powdered sugar for the top. So we've got a couple hours. I'll be back in a minute. All right. So we've got the dough out. I've kneaded it just a couple times so it gets the stickiness out. You can see it's still a little sticky there. Just going to kind of roll it around in the flour. Then I've got the oil going. I already did a batch, so these are awesome. This sat for 3 hours, the dough did. You can leave it overnight. I've got the chocolate ganache that was in for a couple hours into a piping bag. And then I'm just going to roll this out. These get big. So, oops. All right, you can see it's sticking a little, so I'm going to give it a little more flour. All right, this is looking good. All right. And then we're just going to do 2-inch by 2-inch squares. Just going to cut them up. I'm going to put them right in because the oil is ready. I also have a cutting board here that you could do like a staging and wait. So as you can see, they pop right up. I'm going to show you the first batch. Look at those. Oh, see, I did it when they're just a little too hot, but oh, they're so good. I'm going to roll these over. You can do it with it. I mean, some people use like a fork or You could use a knitting needle, whatever you want to do to flip it over. You can see those getting golden brown. And then I have powdered sugar that I'm just going to sprinkle on the top. Like I got some over here. And there, voila. Oil off for now because I'm going to do the rest. But look at that. 2-inch, 2-inch. Perfect. You can see them up there. While they're still hot, I'm going to add my first. I had two things of powdered sugar. One when they first come out, because it's not a really sweet dough. You know, we only put a half a cup of sugar in it, and then we put that evaporated milk, which is a little sweetness. And then you put the piping bag in and give it the chocolate. I'm going to try one. That's good. All right, beignets with chocolate ganache. All right, peace out.